which need to be followed by your people when you construct the questionnaire. So in conclusion, 3 things I have highlighted, like 4 important things: the concept of questionnaire, then the types, variants of questionnaire, and then what are the principles of questionnaire construction, that means criteria that you have to keep under consideration when you prepare the questionnaire. Then steps that you have to follow, though there is no any hard and fast guideline that you must follow all these steps, but then sequentially in the sense, sequentially you have to follow, but there is no any hard and fast rules that all these steps you can intermingle some steps also, okay? But based on the practical experience, more than the books or more than the suggestion that has been provided in the literature, I thought to consider my own experience as a guide also, isn't it? So considering that, I just took out some point which can be considered as the steps in construction of questionnaires by the scholar, okay, when they go for the descriptive survey research, isn't it? So that is. So before we just dive deeper, I think we should know that what is questionnaire. Okay, next slide. Is there any pointers? We just refer to a piece of paper where number of questions are printed or written down. Okay, and may be relating to various issues. That issue may be relating to society, maybe education, maybe health, any issue which you would like to investigate. Isn't it? If suppose you are interested to know what are the problems faced by higher education students, that can be considered as an educational issue. So when we say questionnaire, it is one of the commonest tool that is being used by the scholar, especially in the descriptive survey research. And when we say what is questionnaire, it refers to a piece of paper where number of questions you can find, and all those questions may be related to one or other field which is your concerned area of investigation, isn't it? For suppose if your area is relating to sociology, maybe what are the values of patriarchal society, or maybe if your study is maybe relating to parenting style that is followed by tribal people in Arunachal Pradesh. So those are the sociological issues. Same way in different aspect of life, like different sphere of society, we see different issues relating to environment, relating to health, relating to education, is it relating to corporate sector also. So any question which is issue which is the concern area of your study, okay, relating to that, when you are collecting data, when you have formed certain question and you have printed it out in the form of a set of paper, so that is called questionnaire, and which is used by the scholar to collect the information which is needed to fulfill the objective which have been set by the scholar, isn't it? आप जो objective लिया है, whatever the objective that you have formulated against your study, okay, which you want to fulfill or which you want to study. So in order to fulfill all those objectives that you determine to find out, okay, fulfill. So relating to that, when you collect the information using a set of question paper, isn't it? So that is called questionnaire. Okay. So this is the simplest meaning of questionnaire. When we say what is questionnaire, so in that way you can define, isn't it? So no any definition like given by educational philosopher or educational rather, this is the most simplest definition that you and the commonest definition that you can have. Okay. So that is the meaning of questionnaire. So coming to the when we say questionnaire, when we see the variant of questionnaire, depending on the nature of question, okay, depending on the nature of question, we can categorize questionnaire into 3 specific variants. Number first is structured questionnaire, number second is semi-structured questionnaire, then number third is unstructured questionnaire. So one thing here I would like to mention here is that many a times you may get confused, okay? When we talk about unstructured questionnaire, you will feel like that it is more or less same with the interview schedule. But the basic difference between schedule and questionnaire is that schedule is always information using schedule is always has to be collected in face-to-face manner. But in questionnaire you can mail it also, isn't it? Obviously the nature of question may similar in some way or other way, but the way you collect the information in schedule, always you have to present yourself, okay? In face-to-face manner you have to collect the information using the schedule. But when we say questionnaire, it can be mail also. No need that you have to sit in face-to-face manner, rather through mail or WhatsApp or any other online sources which can be used, if you want, you can use to send a questionnaire to the respondent, isn't it? So that is the basic difference. So why I'm telling you this is that often, when we talk about unstructured or semi-structured, people get confused that it seems like we are talking about the interview schedule. ना? So अभी यहाँ पे हम लोग discuss करेगा. Okay, so first variant, which is structured questionnaire, mostly you might have seen that certain questionnaire which contain predetermined question with the predetermined response option. अब होते हैं ना, for suppose MCQ type. If somebody एक question होगा, for suppose let me give you an example. For suppose how do you rate your teacher? For suppose, okay, regular. For suppose option, I'm giving the 4 option multiple choice. A, regular. 2, punctual. For suppose 3, like irregular. In that way, if I give for a statement or for a question, predetermined question that I have given to you concerning to my objective. Okay, one statement I have formed, one question I have formed. Then I ask you to choose the response out of the given. That means I am limiting your response also. I'm not giving you any open opportunity, free hand opportunity to express your creative idea. You may have different response also, but you have to align with the given only. You don't have to think in that way. You don't have to think out of the box. Rather, whatever the option that has been given by the scholar, based on that only you have to choose the option, response option, isn't it? So that type of questionnaire is called structured questionnaire. So mostly in structured questionnaire, the question as well as the response are predetermined by the research scholar. So there is no any scope for freehand response. That means respondent do not have they cannot use their creativity while answering, while giving the responses, isn't it? So that type of questionnaire is called structured questionnaire. And mostly, if you see the standardized tools, okay, जितने भी standardized tools देखते हैं, they are mostly structured questionnaire because they have specific response options. ना आपको उसी से select करना पड़ेगा. Then coming to the next type of questionnaire, that is semi-structured questionnaire. So semi-structured questionnaire refer to that type of questionnaire where core question will be provided, then core question will be followed by a proving question. For suppose if you will be asked a question, if suppose a scholar want to have a very more clear answer or wants to know the region, to have a more deeper knowledge regarding an issue, then after asking a question, for suppose do you face any sitting arrangement problem in your class or overcrowded? Are your classes are overcrowded? Yes or no? In dichotomous form, I have given the response option yes, either no. So if yes, how do you manage the class? Getting my point? So that proving question. For suppose after dichotomous option, if the respondent will answer yes or no, for both also I can keep the follow-up question, probing question, which is qualitative in nature. Now, then specify how do you manage the classroom, or how does your teacher manage the classroom sitting arrangement. Got it? So in that way, that means you will get the idea that obviously student is facing classroom sitting arrangement problem. At the same time, that problem, in what sort of problem they are facing, okay? Or you can say that if yes, what are the problems which are connected to crowded classroom that we are facing in the classroom, isn't it? So in that way, the scholar will have more chance to know the problem in a deeper way. So mostly when we structure our question or put the question in that way in the questionnaire, that means core question followed by proving question, mostly in the free open-ended form, that is called semi-structured questionnaire. Could I be clear? Yes. Yes. Very simple, isn't it? Yes. Have you ever learned about this? Yes. I think you have already. Most of the department they have the research paper, isn't it? So and this, like these are the basic things. But still, then just to recapitulate all those things, isn't it? So then next is quantitative and qualitative. That means the core question stands for quantitative, then follow-up question means qualitative, isn't it? So mostly but there is no any hard and fast rule that you must follow-up question should be quantitative. Okay, qualitative. You can have again option also. That means in structure way also you can keep, isn't it? So other question you may keep in the open form. So you can have the mixed one. There is no any hard and fast rule that you should follow logically only this pattern, isn't it? So the last one is unstructured. So unstructured questionnaire refer to that type of questionnaire where only the theme question will be given, but for response free hand will be given to the respondent. For suppose what are the problem that you are facing in the classroom, answer it. Then all the long pages, long blank line will be provided to you, and whatever you feel like, what are the problem that you are facing in the classroom, you can write it freely. Okay, so that type of questionnaire, which is having open-ended question, is known as unstructured question, isn't it? Questionnaire. So mostly people get confused with semi-structured and unstructured. No? So semi-structured, obviously, when it will be used as an interview schedule, then you can name your questionnaire as semi-structured interview schedule. But if it is a questionnaire, you just have to name your questionnaire as a semi-structured questionnaire. Isn't it? That should be the title of your questionnaire, I want to say. So people would know that this is not an interview schedule, rather it is a questionnaire. But when we say interview schedule, you have to face the interviewer in a face-to-face manner. Then all the responses that your interviewer will give, you have to write it down yourself. But questionnaire is always self-reported. The respondent has to report themselves, isn't it? But in interview schedule, the respondent will only answer, but the writing portion will be done by the scholar, the person who is taking the interview, isn't it? So that is the basic difference between interview schedule and semi-structured interview schedule and semi-structured questionnaire, then unstructured questionnaire and unstructured interview schedule, isn't it? Okay, so put them in clear. So these are the most common. Okay, last one. Finish it quickly. 20 minutes, another 20 minutes. So see, steps in construction of questionnaire. So when we prepare the questionnaire, there are certain steps that you have to follow, but these steps are not taken from the books, rather based on my own idea, okay, practical idea. So first thing, you have to plan for the questionnaire. And when you prepare the questionnaire, that means you intend to prepare the questionnaire, the first thing you have to plan, isn't it? Planning means, under planning phase, what are the activities that you have to do? You have to check your objective. I already told you that it's not that only through a questionnaire you can fulfill all the objectives. At least for PhD, minimum 7 or 5 to 7 objectives we usually have. So it's not that from using one questionnaire you can collect the data for to fulfill entire objective. Rather you check the objective, which objective need questionnaire to collect the information. Okay, those things you have to check. Then identify the target group. That means over whom you are going to administer the questionnaire. Because based on that also you have to formulate the question. In case if the questionnaire is meant for the school children, you should be very concise and use simple word for those children. But in case if you are going for the higher level student, big complex level question can also be, isn't it? So that's why it's very important that first you have to do the planning. Under planning you have to identify your sample category. Then sample means target respondent, isn't it? And then you have to decide what type of questionnaire, whether you want to go for the semi-structured questionnaire, you want to go for the structured questionnaire, or you want to go for the unstructured, or you want to go for the mixed type, isn't it? So then you have to decide. So planning phase will include these three important activities. Then after you plan, next thing you have to review the literature. You have to check all the available literature and three idea you can, when you do the literature review, three idea relating to three important things you can get. Okay, number first is selection of dimension. So mostly when you prepare the questionnaire, first you have to decide how many dimensions you have to consider. For suppose if you want to check the attitude towards practical value in the society, attitude of school children towards practice of practical value, isn't it? So under practical value, decision making is one dimension. So question relating to decision making should put in one section, isn't it? Then domestic chores. In practical value, mostly women are engaged in domestic chores, isn't it? So that section relating to that also, question relating to that also we have to keep in. So in that way, that if the particular problem or concern area that you have chosen for your study, exactly when you prepare the question, you have to see that, what are the different dimensions relating to which you have to prepare the question. Got it? Only from one dimension if you will include, it will not enough to fulfill your objective. Because when we say educational problem also, problem may come from administrator, isn't it? Problem may come from the student side also. Problem may comes from teacher also. Problem may comes from funding side also. Problem may comes from society also. Problem may come from law and administration also. So these are the different dimensions from where a person in the field of education may face the problem, isn't it? So considering this, when you will do the literature review, you will come to know about this different dimension which have to be considered by you when you prepare the question. Then only you can fulfill the objective, isn't it? So that is it. So that is one thing. When you do the literature review, then you can easily select the dimension, which are the important dimension that you have to cover in the question. Okay. Then second is type of question. Then you can, through the literature review, the same type of problem if you have taken up, which have been taken by any other scholar at different point of time, maybe in the other area, you can get the idea that, oh, in that way they have formulated the question. So I can also adapt those ideas. Isn't it? I can employ also those ideas. Isn't it? To get the idea of the type of questions, okay, you have to do the literature review. Then analysis. For suppose if you have kept your most of your question in the questionnaire in response category as dichotomous form. So whether they have considered it counting of frequency, or whether they have considered only for analysis both the frequency relating to yes and no, or only yes has been considered, isn't it? So in that way, even for analysis also you can get the idea, isn't it? So in that way, these are the three important things relating to which when a scholar will do the literature review, they will get the idea. That means when you prepare the questionnaire, first you have to do the planning, after that you have to review so that you can get the idea about the kind of statement they have, what sort of statement you can formulate, relating to which dimension when you consider a particular idea or a specific area as an issue. Then analysis idea also. What statistical measure that other scholar has adopted, the same kind of problem after they have picked up, okay? The same kind of problem if they have studied in the other states, isn't it, or other area. So after going through review, all those ideas you can easily get, and based on that idea you can come out with your own question. Then after you have that means after literature review, you have to draft it. That means you have to formulate the question. तब जाके आपको क्वेश्चन बनाना पड़ेगा ना. Dimension, yeah, variable is, but more than the limitation, it has the advantages in compared to other tools. Okay, compared to observation or in compared to interview or maybe other tools. Okay, so देखो advantage में हम लोग देखने से we can see that at a time if you use the questionnaire you can cover a large number of respondents. But when we go for the interview will take maybe one sample will take 1 hour. No, लेकिन in 20 minutes में आप 1000 also you can do, isn't it? So that is one advantage. Then it can be administered face to face also and through mail also. Yeah, spelling error हो रहा है ना. So at a time it can cover large geographic area, number of respondents as well as you can cover a large geographic area at a time. Okay, that is also advantage. Then easy for analysis because it questionnaire also has a scope for quantitative analysis, counting of frequency. So in that, but in qualitative, you always have to do content analysis. You have to read the response, then theme. You have to identify the code, theme. Then based on the theme again, you have to code it. Then only you have to go for the interpretation, isn't it? But in questionnaire, you can. That if the dichotomous form you have your response category you have kept, that means you have to count the frequency, then based on you have to convert it into percentage, then you interpret it simply. So in that way, it's very easy for analysis, whatever the response that we collect using questionnaire. Then cost effective, you don't have to spend much time in one sample or one respondent, but at that time you will cover large number of respondents. In that way you save your time also, your energy also, and your money also. Okay. Then both quantitative and qualitative response is possible to collect using questionnaire. Then it's very easy and fast to administer, time saving. Then flexibility. Flexibility is another advantage of questionnaire because mixed form of question you can have. But when you go for the interview, always you need to have an open-ended questionnaire because you have to weigh. Even if you will ask a closed form question. If the respondent wants, they can use their creativity and they can answer for one question 1 hour. Got it? So that you can control the respondent. But in questionnaire you have a specific time, question, response option. Then you can easily, you can include different. Okay. Okay. Then last is can be used with other tools. Triangulation you can do. You can use the interview also along with it, and after interview maybe in follow-up you can use the questionnaire, isn't it? Then maybe questionnaire first you can use, after that you can, for deeper idea you can go for the interview also. So in the observation, interview and questionnaire, that means triangulation also can be done when you use questionnaire as a tool. So these are the advantage in compared to other tool. But despite of having number of advantage, questionnaire also suffer from certain disadvantage, okay, that you need to know. First is low response rate. For suppose in case you have sent the questionnaire through mail, if I want to answer you, then only I'll give you. है कि नहीं, सामने में तो देखने से इंटरव्यू में तो you cannot say no. If someone is sitting here and asking you question, anyhow I have to answer it. है कि नहीं है, लेकिन क्वेश्चन तो मैडम आप व्हाट्सएप में भेज दो, हम बाद में भेज देंगे, बट कभी भी नहीं भेज सकता है। तो आप हम दोबारा तो रिसर्चर के पास कम दे, आपको देना ही है ना। So that is the low rate of response. If you mail the questionnaire, there is a chance that out of 100%, only 30% response can be, you can receive the 30% response there. Yes, so that is there. Then not possible to administer on illiterate and small children. Only people who are literate, who are lettered, they can only read the questionnaire, so they can only answer. But people who are illiterate is very difficult. So mostly for illiterate respondent, you need to go for interview schedule, not questionnaire. Okay, तो ये भी आप लोग को देखना चाहिए. For suppose mostly qualitative research, आप लोग phenomenological research जो करता है, जाके जो करता है ना, ethnographic research, for it mostly you have to go for the interview, not questionnaire, interview schedule ना, आप क्योंकि खुद लिख के वहाँ पे. So but survey, mostly survey question में, survey research में, I mean descriptive survey research, वहाँ में तो आपको questionnaire करना पड़ेगा, because in research, it is an idea that mostly for survey research, number of respondents should be large enough, adequate. Otherwise, your finding cannot be generalized. समझ में आ रहा है ना? Qualitative research में not necessarily your finding should be generalized. Only they are concerned about what is finding. Generalizability को इतना लोग focus नहीं करता है. For suppose in education, if you go for 30 sample and all, your research will never accept it. 100 sample ऐसा लेके करने से तो certain condition में करेगा. Otherwise, your thesis will be rejected. But mostly I have seen that even in sociology and others, like using 100 sample also, 120 sample also, they do the PhD. But in education, adequacy will always be a concern. Okay. So mostly when you do the descriptive survey, that means large sample should be, that means sample should be adequate in terms of population. Otherwise, your research will be rejected. That is the point. So my point here is that illiterate, mostly for qualitative research, I think you should not go questionnaire, but rather use interview schedule. But for quantitative, like descriptive survey, you have to use questionnaire. Okay, that will be the appropriate tool. So because it cannot be administered on illiterate and small children. Okay, then often it happens that questionnaire when you give, the writing also make difference. Some people writing is very bad. Eligible. So you cannot read that. So what the idea that person has conveyed, you miss to get the real idea. Mostly in follow-up question, you keep some qualitative question also. So in that way,
if objectives demand, then we can have questionnaire as well as schedule also.
Yeah, also you can mix up that also. Okay, but in the third chapter, when you take the methodology, everything should be very clear. For this objective, you just have for interview schedule or in that way. Everything should be mentioned in the methodology portion. You cannot overlook those things. Okay, so that is the point. Whatever you do, you have to mention in the methodology portion, chapter 3. Then only expert will accept with proper justification. What made you to use that interview schedule? What made you to use questionnaire? Okay. Otherwise, if you won't keep it with justification, then they will also ask question. More question will be given to you. क्यों use किया है? क्या कारण था ना? Then they will criticize also. Okay. Then often restrict respondent to answer creatively. Obviously, when questionnaire which is very much structured, okay, structured, in that way creativity will be hindered. आप कुछ और वे में जवाब देना चाहता है, maybe you want to give innovative idea also, but because they have already kept the response option very restricted, you cannot add anything from your end. Rather, just you have to choose whatever given from your side. Okay. So these are the advantages and disadvantages relating to questionnaire when you use as a tool or research tool for your research. Okay. So this is all about. So in case if you have any doubt,